Hey everyone, this is Derek Bros with Activist Post. I wanted to share with you my latest article, Leading Climate Scientists Say Paris Conference Failed and Are Calling for Geoengineering. Now, just a quick background. The Paris Climate Conference happened at the end of 2015. Many people saw it as a sham initially because they are using corporations and corporate entities to push this faux environmental, faux green movement that's really about controlling people and controlling resources. And many people are still skeptical of global warming and of man-made global climate change. And so they didn't trust the Paris Climate Conference in the first place. And then when we actually got to the conference, we saw that it was completely a corporate sham. We also saw that indigenous communities were cut out of the agreements. You can see this article that I linked to right here, Indigenous Rights Cut from Paris Agreement and Why It Should Concern You. We also saw that outside of the conference, it was a complete police state with the activists protesting the streets having their free speech rights stripped from them and being arrested en masse. So already the Paris Agreement is a sham, but since then, what I predicted is now happening. We've had a number of the world's leading climate scientists now saying that the Paris Agreement offers false hope, and if we are going to actually see real change, we have to implement geoengineering programs. So what is geoengineering? It's basically the large-scale and deliberate modification of the Earth's climate and weather. The proposed ideas for this include carbon dioxide removal or solar radiation management methods. Solar radiation management is the one that you're probably most familiar with. This involves aerosol injection using planes, and this is, of course, the quote-unquote chemtrail conspiracy theory, where many people believe that these programs are actually already taking place and that they're not just in the research phase. Well, following the climate conference, several of the world's leading climate scientists sent a letter to The Independent and Britain and said the following. Because of the Paris failure, the academics say the world's only chance of saving itself from rampant global warming is a giant push into a controversial and largely untested geoengineering technologies that seek to cool the planet by manipulating the Earth's climate system. Now, these scientists warn our backs are against the wall, and we must now start the process of preparing for geoengineering. We must do this in the knowledge that its chances of success are small and the risks of implementation are great. These risks are great, as I show right here. According to a report from the New Scientist, Ben Kravitz of the Carnegie Institution for Science, his study showed that geoengineering programs could lead to the loss of blue skies, could make the skies more hazy and white. We also have a report from February 2015 which said that proposed intervention techniques are not ready for wide-scale deployment. This includes geoengineering programs. Then studies show that there's a number of harm. We've got another study here, 2013, the Journal of Geophysical Research. Basically what they found is that once you start geoengineering, you can't stop. Otherwise, you risk the sudden, abrupt increase of temperature, and that it could lead to droughts in some places and just disastrous weather all over the world. So they're starting to try to play God and messing with the weather. What do they expect to happen? And for your friends who doubt that these programs are in existence, show them the 1996 document from the U.S. military, Weather is a Force Multiplier, Owning the Weather in 2025. Check it out, see all the people involved in that, see the results of that research. You can also show them the Environmental Modification Treaty by the United States and other nations, which talks about halting global weather modification. Also, tell your friends about Operation Popeye, which was declassified, showing that the United States government was operating a covert weather modification program during the Vietnam War. You can also show your friends examples of the U.S. Army spraying over toxic chemicals over the skies of St. Louis when your friends say, oh, they wouldn't do that to us. And you have to ask yourself now, are the chemtrail theorists right? Are these programs already happening? Are the geoengineering programs already happening? And are we seeing the unfolding of a larger agenda where the world's leaders and scientists will slowly admit to geoengineering? Let us know what you think below. Thanks for listening. Peace.